myself, and I've had a lot of requests, but I'm going to stand up here and MC anyway. Today we have a very special guest who, over the past year, the NFT market has shot through the roof. So I call him an OG in this field, but an OG in the film industry as well. An amazing, iconic figure in our world has, over the past couple of years, stepped into the NFT space. And I'd like to introduce Quentin Tarantino to the stage. I'm kidding. No, just kidding. He's here.
Hey, everybody. So, let me tell you a little story. And this little story will lead up to what I'm doing here today. So, back in 1989, I had never made a movie before, and I was still working at a video store called Video Archives in Manhattan Beach, California. Then, by 1991, I had gotten the money to make Reservoir Dogs, and I'd written the script for Reservoir Dogs, and we were making Reservoir Dogs. That did pretty good, and I was able to make a deal to do my next film, whatever that was going to end up being. And I made a deal with Danny DeVito's production company called Jersey Films, which were associated with TriStar. And so I made a deal with them to make this film. Then I went off to Amsterdam and started writing the script for a film that would eventually turn out to be Pulp Fiction. Now, there was a lot of interest. Okay, now one of the things about back then when I was writing, and I still do this, my methodology has changed somewhat over the years, but for the most part, it always is the same, where I write the script by hand, just handwritten, in notebooks, and I take the notebooks and then I type it up. So, but there's always is a handwritten version of it at some point. But back then, that was really the case, because I couldn't even type it up. So it was all written by hand, and then I handed it over to a typist to type it up for me. So at that point, there was a lot of different things that was different for me at the time writing Pulp Fiction. One, I had finally made a movie, so now I'm officially writing about NFTs. Naturally, I didn't understand it at all. What? I don't get this. What's going on? So he describes it to me. Then I have a better sense of it. And then a little bit after that, I meet a really good friend of mine, Renan, who's a good friend of my wife's. We meet in Israel. He introduces me to the company he's working with, Enigma. And now I have a better understanding of it, so I go to actually kind of find out more about what are these NFTs? What exactly is this? I've heard this, I've heard that, but what exactly is it? And then it turned out that I actually had a better grasp of it than I even thought I did. And then they asked me, okay, well, is there anything that you think that you have that would make an intriguing, interesting NFT for the NFT community? And I go, well, I've got the original Pulp Fiction screenplay written in my hand. Do you think that would be interesting? And they go, yeah, we actually think that could be interesting. And so what we've done is we have taken 7 scenes from the original Pulp Fiction manuscript. I've taken 7 scenes. We've taken the original pages, digitized the original pages, and like I said, they're full of dialogue that was changed, new stuff that I dropped later. Like, for instance, the character that John Travolta plays, Vincent, he wasn't Vincent originally. For the whole 6 months of writing, his name was Edgar Vega. And so when you read the script, it's either just says Edgar, or there's Edgar and that's crossed out and there's Vincent written on top of it. Because I literally changed the name to Vincent at the last second, just as I handed it to the typist. Hey, every time you see Edgar, make that Vincent. But there's all kinds of stuff like that. And so, but just new material, things that are absolutely different, which you'll be able to tell from it. Things that I changed my mind on, things that are, it's written by me, with all the good and the bad that comes with that. All the misspellings, all the weird doodles, all the weird notes to myself, all right, that are written in this thing. It's all there. Anyway, so we have 7 scenes that we're going to make available in a secret NFT. So we're going to make it in about a month. We're going to offer up the first scene, and we're going to do it as an auction. And it's going to be a secret NFT, which means that when you get it, it's yours. You can decide to do with it what you want. It's like, not to compare myself, but it's as if you bought an original Keats poem. Or if you bought a Matisse or something like that. You have it, it's yours. If you don't want to show it or share it with anybody, you just want to hold it for yourself, you can. If you want to show it to your friends and your loved ones, hey, look at this cool thing I have. I've got the Royale with Cheese scene from Pulp Fiction, all in Quentin's own handwriting. You can show it. If you want to show it to the world, you can. It's available to you. So anyway, that is my announcement. And the thing that I wanted to get across is, like I said, about a year and a half ago, I didn't really quite know what NFTs were, and my friends kind of described them to me. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I started thinking, hey, this is actually kind of a neat idea. This is really kind of cool. I mean, the fact that, especially in the case of what I'm offering up, because there's no amount of money in the world that I'm going to give anybody my original pages of my original script. There you go, it's yours. It's not worth it to me to sell that. And it's not worth it really for me to put it in a museum and have it sit under a glass case. But doing it this way and making it an exclusive situation, but I'm also able to kind of share it with the community, and they can share it however much they want, but you don't have to share it. I kind of like the idea of like a couple of the scenes. No, they're buying it as art, and it's just for them and them alone. I kind of like that idea. I like the idea that the buyer has the opportunity to do with it what they will, and I think it's a really, I think it's an exciting thing, and I think there's more things like this that can happen as time goes on. And this is more a chance for me to give it a shot and see what see if the community is interested in it. And I have to say, because I wrote it, it's easy for me to take it for granted. I was really kind of moved and surprised by the response of the people that we came down to my house when we came to digitize the pages. When I actually saw other people for the first time looking at the original handwritten script of Pulp Fiction and then going through the pages, it was, I always knew what I had, but when I actually saw the response of people actually looking at the actual pages, it's pretty special. It's pretty cool. I can honestly say it's pretty cool. That was neat. It kind of just made me touch base again with what it is I did 24 years ago. All right, and that was pretty groovy. So this is my announcement. You guys have a good time at the festival and at the convention. And thank you very much for your time. Thanks for coming out.
Hold up. You don't get away that easy.
We're not letting you off until you answer some questions, Quentin.
I'll answer whatever I can answer.
Oh, don't be shy. Hi everyone, I'm Jody Rich. I think I've met some of you. And who has a question for Quentin?
I open it up to the people.
Oh, what do you mean? Am I in trouble already? No, does anyone have a
I
question?
didn't say I was going to open it up to the people.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Yes. What is the thing about NFTs that you are most passionate about?
I guess it's the idea. Well, frankly, to tell you the truth, I guess what I'm the most passionate about is where it can grow and where it can go from here. I mean, this is me having a grasp of it, sort of understanding it, and this is my first idea of what I could do inside of the community. That could be worth something. That could be interesting and exciting. And then a situation for me is like to do this and then just see how I feel and see how it is, and to see if that opens up other avenues for other pieces of my writing or anything else that comes along.
Well, we are so grateful to you for coming into our community, because one of our values in this community is to share what we do with people outside our community.
Right.
And for us, for you coming here today, that's really validating what we're doing. So thank you so much, Quentin.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Quentin Tarantino.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.
I wasn't kidding, you guys. Amazing. Thank you, Quentin. Okay,